gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, I can still get shot by the police, but I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, shout around? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And let's get into the video.
A devastating discovery on Holly Avenue has turned into a heartbreaking homicide. Tonight, we're learning a young woman whose body was found in Lincoln Park was suffocated on her 21st birthday. The community coming together today to honor her life less than 24 hours after a man turned himself in for the crime. Jhon?
Wow. So there you have it, a young woman who was strangled and murdered. Just like that, another case. And this is coming out of Syracuse, New York. And it was a Hispanic woman. So it's not looking good. We've got a lot of situations like this happening. And what we're going to find out is the individual that did this was a super illegal burrito gremlin on demon time.
Moise Chacaguasay Ilbis, now behind bars. As News Channel 9's Kendra Brodus shows us, the fallout from the crime is capturing the attention of more than the community.
Seeking justice for Joselyn. That's been the mission since the 21-year-old woman went missing on her birthday.
She was very sweet, very kind. She greeted everybody with a smile.
A fun-loving and warm woman remembered just steps from where her body was found on Saturday. Another 21-year-old, a man Joselyn was in a relationship with, caught on camera carrying her body towards Lincoln Park.
Wow. I mean, this is absolutely insane. Caught on camera carrying the body is crazy. But why would we be surprised? This is Joe Biden's America. This is what he's created. And the debate is tonight. And it's going to be important that Donald Trump brings up the lost lives due to Biden's bloody border. Because that's what it is. Biden's bloody border.
We now know Joselyn had been suffocated.
It's just unfair what he did. I mean, she was just so great. I mean, that's unfair.
At first, Joselyn was seen walking with the man into an Airbnb, and later her being carried out, not even catching the attention of police driving by.
Wow. That's crazy. And these dudes are sickos. I mean, you do have an Airbnb across the street from a bando. It looks like a car is parked in the bando. How you know I trap, bro? You know? I mean, it's one of those memes. But the reality is, this is not a laughing matter. This is scary because these dudes are just straight murking people just like that in the blink of an eye.
Joselyn's co-worker, who remembers the young woman always wearing a joyful smile, recalls seeing this disturbing video for the first time.
I immediately recognized that there was something off about that situation. And then later in the day, when I asked for an update, she had showed me the video of him coming back from the opposite direction without Joselyn. And I instantly knew that that was not, a good situation.
Wow. We're told that Joselyn and her cousin were inseparable, both at home and at work. And she has a message for anyone looking to help.
Chico.
Más nada, agradecerle a cada uno de ustedes.
Joselyn's family wants to bring her home to Ecuador, which is very expensive. That's why Joselyn's co-workers have created a GoFundMe page to help raise money to let the woman they cared for so deeply rest peacefully.
Wow. And it's a very sad story. Here's my issue. You have a woman who, I'm assuming, I don't necessarily know or think she is a citizen You know, we do live reactions, but let's just allegedly assume that she isn't a citizen. She comes to the U.S., killed by another illegal alien. And obviously she wants to be buried in her home country. But, I mean, where's the loyalty? And then she wants Americans to pay for it because they're putting up the GoFundMe in America. And I'm not saying you shouldn't support it. I'm just saying, like, we're dealing now with another country's issues that found its way on within our borders because Biden's border is very bloody. So this is the problem with illegal immigration, and it all trickles down to the American people, whether it be by force at the butt of a gun or by choice in charity, you know, and just goodwill. But it all ends up being a cost to the American people at the end of the day.
They're probably very relieved. It's probably taken a lot of stress and emotional turmoil that they've been going through and, you know, weaken that so that they could actually feel a little more comfort and then start to grieve Joselyn more so than trying to seek justice.
A bright light whose memory will not dim. In Syracuse, Kendra Brodus, News Channel 9.
Good evening, I'm Matt Mulcahy. You're watching the news at 10. There is an arrest tonight in the death of a 21-year-old woman who was born in Ecuador and worked as a hotel housekeeper in Syracuse. The district attorney tells us the suspect is 21-year-old Jhon Moises Chacaguasay Ilbis. He turned himself in, and in the investigation, it was determined Joselyn's cause of death was strangulation or suffocation. He'll be arraigned in court tomorrow. It's not clear if the suspect is the same person seen on the home security video we've been showing you for the last couple of days, just hours before she was reported missing. Her family and friends reported her missing last week. Her body discovered in Lincoln Park last weekend.
And this is how these illegal aliens deal with their women. If they're not doing what they want, if, you know, they're not abiding by whatever standard or culture they have, this is how they're treating the women. And eventually, they're going to end up dating some of y'all's daughters. And the cycle continues. I mean, it's a huge issue. And we have example after example after example. And I'm going to, the next few days, I'm literally going into an illegal tunnel. So I'm not coming out until I expose a big amount, a large amount of just the crimes being committed by illegals, which is preventable. All these things are preventable. So I'm trying to attack the preventable crimes, and this is one of them. It's a big chunk.
Our Samantha Crossan has more on how those who know Joselyn are remembering her tonight.
On the day that Joselyn Toakiza turned 21 years old, her life was taken away far too soon.
We've been going through the entire ordeal since she was reported missing, so it's been a whole week of trying to help the family.
Christopher Renna and Jennifer Engel are managers at Hotel Concord, where they say Joselyn worked as a housekeeper for about 2 months. They set up the vigil for family and friends to have a place to mourn.
She was very sweet, very kind. She greeted everybody with a smile. And she was kind of a fun-loving, happy-go-lucky type of person, so she was always had that bright-faced smile. And like I said, you know, just very sweet.
Her cousin, who attended the vigil, says the family is focused on the effort to try and bring Joselyn's body back to her home country of Ecuador. That's where the family wishes to have the funeral.
Estoy ante ustedes pidiendo fondos para mi prima, para repatriar su cuerpo, que sería para Ecuador.
I mean, I feel your pain, shawty, but I'm being stretched in every which way. See, I'm paying for the Ukraine-Russia war. I'm paying for Israel-Hamas. I'm paying for the crime these illegals are doing here. And then on top of that, y'all getting handouts? I mean, what happened to the $1,400 checks? I mean, y'all weren't saving that money. and I'm really not trying to sound crude or careless or heartless, but damn, I mean, this is a sad story, but shit, now we got to pay for the funeral out there. And I mean, at least have the funeral here, then I'd be more comfortable. You know, we get a mortician in the United States some bread. But unless y'all cremating the body and sending it over, I mean, that's probably the most economically responsible thing to do. But they want the body to stay cold, iced up. They ship it over, and it's going to have to be, you know, they're going to have a special fridge or something like that to keep the body from starting to decompose. And then, I mean, are they doing the autopsy here too? It's a lot of things that people just don't think about when it comes to death. And this cost is going to be, you know, put back on the American taxpayer. So not only are we paying taxes for a border that we don't have, we're having to pay for the people who come over here and get killed or kill in our country. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And, you know, I'm not saying don't support the GoFundMe. Run it up. Get the bag. Me personally, I'm good on it. You guys over here on Black Gen Z, y'all know how we rocking. We straight on it. I mean, no disrespect, but we good on it. So, you know, we wish you all the best. But if you ain't having the funeral here in America and you know, getting some preacher some bread who's an American, getting some mortician some bread who's an American, you know, getting the forensic scientist some bread who's an American, I ain't really fooling with it.
Sí me sale un monto muy alto para poder hacerlo.
Now that the man charged with her murder is in custody, Rena hopes the family will be able to focus on healing.
It's probably taken a lot of the stress and emotional turmoil that they've been going through and, you know, weaken that so that they could actually feel a little more comfort and then start to grieve Joselyn more so than trying to seek justice.
The hotel managers, alongside family members, have created a GoFundMe campaign to bring Joselyn's body home. Reporting in studio, I'm Samantha Croston.
Thank you, Samantha. We have a link to that GoFundMe if you'd like to contribute. You can do that by going to our website, cnycentral.com.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
At first, Joselyn was seen walking with the man into an Airbnb, and later her being carried out, not even catching the attention of police driving by. Joselyn's co-worker, who remembers the young woman always wearing a joyful smile.
So y'all see what is going on. The illegal Ecuadorian migrant carrying the dead body of a 21-year-old Syracuse woman out of the Airbnb ski. Jhon Moises Chacaguasay, Ibis, 21, has been charged with killing Joselyn Joanna Doquiza, a fellow Ecuadorian. I mean, and this is illegal on a legal crime. I mean, you know what I'm saying? But she didn't deserve to go out like this. These dudes are sickos. They're monsters. And I've always proposed, hey, I mean, if anything, deport all the men first, and then we could see, you know, which women are going to be dependents and which women can, you know, support the system. We can make an excuse for the women and children temporarily, or give them a path to citizenship. I'm not saying all of them, but damn. But it's getting wild out here. I genuinely believe we should pretty much deport them all, especially the ones that came under Biden. But at the end of the day, if there's people who support the system and whatnot, I'm not against taking a look at that for sure. But this guy definitely should not have been here. And unfortunately, it took the death of this woman to reveal that. So there he goes. They said the sickening footage comes as horror stories involving migrant assaults have terrified communities across the nation, across the country. Yeah, I don't like the migrant thing. I'm rocking with the illegal alien. This is what they are. This is what we need to be saying to normalize the fact that these people are not here legally and they do not have the same rights that we do, or privileges, or ability to, you know, do the things that we do. They shouldn't be able to get privileges based off of the Americans' backs. But unfortunately, this is how it is rocking in the U.S. at this point. Yeah, so they had a grape in New York City last May by another illegal Ecuadorian. So these Ecuadorians are bad news. They got some problems in their country and they're sending their worst, not their best, their worst. So in Texas, the community of Houston is reeling over the death of 12-year-old Joselyn Strangled, who was killed by 2 illegal migrants from Venezuela and left for dead in a creek. Lord have mercy. Yeah, I'm going to cover that one too. I mean, there's so many of these cases going on. It says in the ongoing trial against her purported attackers, prosecutors said the migrant stripped Strangled naked to the waist and assaulted her for 2 hours. God dang, bro. These dudes. All right, guys. So we're going to read this New York Post article and probably break down some more. But it says a migrant from Ecuador who entered the U.S. illegally is accused of suffocating a 21-year-old Syracuse woman on her birthday and then burying her body in a shallow grave in an upstate New York park. Wow. Jhon Moises Chacaguasay Ilbis, 21, is charged with killing Joselyn Strangled, a fellow Ecuadorian, after arranging to meet the victim for her birthday at his Airbnb in Syracuse on June 18th, the Post Standard reported. The pair, who are believed to have attended elementary school together in Ecuador, were captured on surveillance cameras entering the rental property just before 4:30, cops said. Wow, that's crazy. So they went to elementary in Ecuador, and this man crashed out on her. Just hours later, Chacaguasay Ilbis allegedly reemerged with a limp toquisa draped across his back with her arms and legs wrapped around him before carrying her body to a park opposite the Airbnb. He allegedly buried her in the shallow grave and then hightailed it on a Greyhound bus back to his residence in Rockland County, Spring Valley, according to cops. Toquisa's remains weren't discovered until Saturday after her family reported her missing. The accused killer was slapped with second-degree murder and concealment of a human corpse charges after eventually turning himself in to cops late Tuesday. He was arraigned Thursday in Syracuse City Court, where he claimed via a Spanish interpreter that he had zero recollection of the alleged slaying because he was too drunk. So these guys get drunk, they get fucked up and kill women. And I mean, this girl was, I mean, she was not that old, right? She's only 18, right? Are they giving her age? Oh yeah, 21-year-old, yeah. These dudes are bad news, man. bad news. And then look how he got her dead body on him. That's wild. That is wild. She on there on her phone, comfortable. I mean, these dudes, monsters. So he pleads not guilty to murdering the woman, dumping her body. And with these leftist judges, I mean, he might get off. Man accused of murdering 21-year-old Joselyn Toquiza has pled not guilty. Wow. Ilbis was arraigned Thursday morning in Syracuse for the murder of Toquiza on June 18th. The attorney assigned to represent Ilbis asked him if he understood the charges, to which he replied he doesn't remember anything that happened because he was under the influence of alcohol. An interpreter was in court of Ilbis, who only speaks Spanish. To me, that's just not an excuse, said Joselyn's co-worker and friend Jennifer Engel, who went to the arraignment. It was a lot to see him come out. I just wanted to be here for the family that's left here and family that's over there too. I just want justice for Joselyn. No bail was set. He will appear in court on July 2nd for a preliminary hearing. And that's that. He's pleading not guilty. So he's going to fight it. And with these leftist judges and DAs, prosecutors and all that, I wouldn't be surprised if he gets off. Because, I mean, it's wild. They should be able to solve this. They should have a lot of evidence, forensic evidence, but you never know. Once it gets in those courtrooms and the judge is striking down objections and all this kind of stuff from the people who are trying to get a conviction, then, or the attorneys that are trying to get a conviction, it gets dicey. The man buried a woman in a shallow grave, so he suffocated her. This is wild. They're saying she endured a grueling journey to the U.S. in search of a better life. And this article you got to pay for, so I'm not going to be able to read it to you guys. But if you're interested in more, you can go to thesyracuse.com. The reality is, this shouldn't have happened on U.S. soil, period. No excuse for it happening on U.S. soil. And you know, it's a shame.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.